I didn't even see him. Right in front of me. Look. He was right in front of me. It's really hot out today. Man, those deer were close. I mean, I walked right up on them. So, let's see. There's one of the old rock stacks. July 8th and 9th. I will be I'm gonna wipe off this lens. I don't know if you guys just heard that. I just got a vocal. It sounded like it was kind of back where that deer came from. Back that way. Anyway. July 8th and 9th, which July 9th is my birthday, but the 8th and 9th. There's one of those rock stacks. I will be heading to Lake of the Arbuckles, Lake of the Arbuckles, and I'm going to be staying with my brother-in-law. He's got a cabin that he built down there. And I don't know if you guys know who Randy Harrington is, but he's an active researcher. I think there's a country singer named Randy Harrington too, but anyway, that's not him. This guy is an active researcher, and he's researched all over the nation. But he did some research in this area that I'm going to. Now, I'm going at a different time of the year. He went when it was really less busy and kind of quiet and colder, I guess. So there was nobody in the park. And he set up a fake camp. And he was basically repeating what had happened to a family that was there. This family set up a camp, went into town and watched a movie. And when they got back to their campsite, as they were pulling in, their headlights caught a glimpse. Well, no, they said they basically saw a hairy man running away from their campsite. In other words, they saw a Bigfoot running from their campsite. maybe it was either one or two. They saw, I know they at least saw one. They might have saw two running from their campsite. Anyway, so they didn't even stay. They went and got a hotel room, I think is the story. They came back the next morning and got their stuff and left. So, another rock stack. Anyway, so Randy set up a experiment where he set up a camp, and then he went into town and got him something to eat and came back, and he put towels and blankets all over his windows. I'm just going to walk up this corner up here. I'm just wanting to check something. He blacked out all his windows and then drove into the camp. He just left a little window where he could see out where he was going and pulled into the camp. Killed his engine, killed his lights, and he sat there with a parabolic mic on top of on the roof of his vehicle, and then ran the cable inside, and he had headphones on and listened. And I think he said it about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I may be off. And by the way, you can, if you pull up Oklahoma Bigfoot Symposium and find the Randy Harrington interview, that's the one where he talks about all this. So if I get any details wrong, I'm sorry. But anyway, he blacked out his windows and was listening, and sometime in the middle of the night, he started hearing footsteps, and to make a long story short, well, I'm leaving out a bunch of stuff, but it's because I'm in a hurry here. He started hearing footsteps, and when the footsteps was something, he could hear something going from trash can to trash can, and picking the lids up to see if there was anything in the trash cans, and then putting them back on and leaving. He could also hear this, whatever it was, dragging something behind it, like a stick. So fast forward, this creature ended up seeing his camp and took the stick that he was dragging and whacked it on a tree a couple times, signaling a second one to come. A second one comes splashing through the creek towards his campsite. So there was now 2 of them up on his campsite, and he's in a truck, blacked out, and nothing can see inside the vehicle. He was hearing all this. Now he thought maybe it was some homeless people and he was fixing to get robbed. So he did have I think he had a handgun or something, and he peeked out his side view mirror, pulled the towel back, and there was 2 Sasquatch standing behind his truck. One of them, he closed the deal because he didn't want him to see him in there. And one of them stepped in the back of his truck. He said when it stepped back there, the whole back end of his truck sunk down on the shocks. I think that kind of spooked him a little bit. But he said in the video he wanted so bad to flick on his headlights and get it on video, but he was afraid that maybe it would go take the offensive or get defensive, whatever, and attack him, maybe try to pull him through, smash his windows and pull him out, whatever. So he didn't do that, but he did get some activity, to say the least. A lizard right there. See him? So anyway, he oh wow, that was kind of spooky. There's a rock stacked at the end of this trail, and I thought something was sitting there. Right there in the middle of the screen. Anyway, so I am going to that park July 8th and 9th. Going down there with Tom, my research buddy Tom, and we may not, I'm going to spend some time with my brother-in-law, so when he has a boat, we may be doing some fishing, so it's not all going to be research, but we are going to do some research there. Basically, it's a scouting trip, because what we're going to do is go and see what, just go check it out. And then what we're planning on doing is recreating what Randy had done. We're going to recreate the recreation of the encounter. So what we're gonna do is, this is a scouting trip. We're gonna go check it out, and then in the off season, when it cools off and there's nobody there, we're gonna go do what Randy did and see if we can get duplicate the same results. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys.